Right, welcome everyone to Monza. I think Monza qualifying. One of my favourite races of the whole year. And qualifying is just so slipstream dependent. Absolutely critical. And often very chaotic. So let's see what's going to happen. Welcome everyone. Let me just get myself... I'm late. Tomorrow, by the way, for the race, we have... If you're in the UK, don't buy lunch tomorrow until you... I'm going to have money for you, essentially. Right. Monza. Yeah, quite an exciting thing happening tomorrow where you can get lunch for cheap. So I genuinely mean that. Where are we? Formula 1. Oh, it's the dying embers of the F2 sprint, apparently. Let's get that ready. How do I do this? There we go. It's like I've never done this before. It's kind of true. Right, let's get the old chat up. Now would be a good time to insert ads. I don't think so. Windows snapping. Whoa, so many people in the chat. Hang on a second. Welcome everyone. My thing. Welcome V-Neck. Site race tomorrow is going to be drama. New driver as well confirmed for 2025 in Kimi. Antonio. Oh, still buffering for Karen. Karen, are you still... I can't remember where you're watching from. We're good my end. No drop frames my end. Welcome Prozumi. Welcome Beef and Barley. Good to see you. Welcome Chaya. Antonio Sport Ferrari, Marie Hudson. Hope everyone's feeling good today. Welcome Marie Vlacker as well, back from holiday. Mia, with the new track surface, unfortunately there might be some every driver going to push to the limit. Scarface style. Dominance made ball fans. What? Who's dominance? Definitely not my dominance. Quali starts in 50 minutes. What does our timer say? Didn't we have a timer last time? Ah! Look at that, because we were equally late last time, the timer actually synchronizes. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? Sick. Okay, let me, I don't know how I'm going to get this done now. I think we can only have the old number there. There we go. September, I'm going to announce September. We're going to try and go for the 100k in September. It's doable. It's unlikely. But set himself a big target there. I hate the white. There we go. Oh, those are quite nice actually. Welcome Clacty as well. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's doing really well. Saturday. No bank holiday this Saturday, though. Why can't we have a bank holiday every Saturday? Welcome, Lucy, as well. Williams. My friend at Williams was quite excited about their pace yesterday. Very excited. Raw Talk as well. Good day from Perth. Ricky and Piastri. And presumably Doohan from next year as well. Well, if Ricardo keeps his seat, it'll be 3 Australians next year. So, chat, big news. What do we make of Logan Sargent being dropped from Williams? No surprise to anyone who's been in these watch-alongs that, you know, we were literally talking last week in Zandvoort about the calculation with Sargent about, you know, how much does he bring versus how much do you lose with damage. Let me try and get the old marquee text up as well. Oh, this is highly ambitious. Right, marquee text. I've saved it so many times because it keeps breaking. Marquee text number 5. Yes! Nice! We got the old marquee text as well. If anyone's got a little message they want to put into it, then just paste it in the chat, let me know. The mods are just so good. The best mods in the world on anything. Genuinely, best mods in the world on anything. I mean, how crazy is that? Even before I was thinking about it, the mods literally were on it and have done it, and now it's in the stream. This is 2024 right here. None of this watch on TV and they, you know... Ow. Why did I hurt myself there? Welcome Reinhard, Rocher as well from... I did a VR stream with Reinhard for Pimax, just talking about the best VR headsets. We talked about how good the PSVR 2 is, and how for some people it's going to be better than the Pimax. For some people the Pimax will be better, but it was good to have a discussion with Reinhard. Keep the car clean. I'll try to. It'd be very difficult for me to crash this car, but stranger things have happened. Ozfrog, how many drivers got offered a contract after crashing the car? Antonelli. Well, if you listen to what Toto Wolff said, he said as soon as Hamilton said he was leaving, within 5 minutes, Toto said, I'm going to sign Kimi. So I wonder if the timing now is to stop that sort of like negative hype cycle with Kimi and just sign it, and everyone's going to forget about the crash now. Annual fun fair for Chai, very nice. Win some prizes, hopefully. Isabel Plug, I don't know why they're dropping Sargent now. Should have been done either after 2023. See, honestly, it might come down to that equation. We'll see how Colapinto is going to do. Logan Sargent could always drive the safety car next season. I see what you did there. I get that reference. It's the third time you put it in. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. I'm letting the team down. Mia says BBL guys, Gayats need to do some chores. I don't know what that means. What's my poll prediction time? That's a great question. Oh my goodness. What's my poll prediction time? I don't know, but as obviously in the stream, we'll try and work out the Q1 cutoff, the Q2 cutoff, and the Q3 cutoff. We normally get it we're normally like around the 10th, aren't we? We can kind of work it out. Welcome, Amy, as well. Good to see you. Happy Saturday is indeed. Antonia DeMarcus, anyone from Canada. Great opportunity to do just get in there with an early nations check. Why not? I agree. Let's do a nations check, because I think last time the Philippines won it. I think we need to have here... Oh my, almost knocked over my trophy and my network system. I think we need to have here a like trophy, like flags of the winners of each nations check. I think that's what we need. Stefania Castellet, I know it's FP3, but come on, Verstappen P6. Is this the downfall of Red Bull? Could be. We're going to see here. China, Netherlands, Vol, India, Japan in there, UK, Croatia, Germany. So UK with a double at the moment. Lots of rumour Max could be at Aston with Newey. And Lance would fit that second. Oh, I see what you're doing there. Mike Schmidt, welcome Mike from the USA. Looking good with a 6-month badge. Yeah, well, Oscar Piastri was saying how much he rates Logan Sargent. Who's this leaning into a conversation with Max, Christian Horner? Max looks unhappy. Max looks unhappy. Maybe he knows that this season is sort of collapsing a little bit. How long to the start, brother? It says right here. Barbados and Italy coming in. Okay, a smattering there. I think UK is going to win it with 2. We'll try again. How about we try again later? Yeah, Kimi is confirmed. Sasha's right. Kimi is confirmed. I'm not sure what gaps are left now, because let's go down the grid. Let's go top down. So at the top, ostensibly you have Verstappen and Perez, but to be honest, both of those could change. Like, both could change. Then you've got Piastri, Norris confirmed. Then you've got Leclerc and Hamilton confirmed. Then you've got Russell and now Kimi Antonelli confirmed. You've still got Alonso for another season and Stroll confirmed, I believe. In Alpine, you've got Gasly and Doohan. In Haas, you have Behrman and Ocon. In Stake, becoming Audi, you've got Zhou Guanyu at the moment. Actually, I'm not sure he's confirmed. And Nico Hulkenberg. And then Williams, you've got... so Williams is confirmed. You've got Albon and Sainz. You know what's really funny, right? You know what's really funny? With the Kimi Antonelli puzzle sort of slotting into place, you know what could happen? What could happen here is Mercedes say, Hamilton, you can already go to Ferrari, that's cool, don't worry about it. We want to start Kimi now early. Ferrari could say, okay, Sainz, you can already go to Williams. And Williams say, all right, Colapinto, you've had one shot now, we're gonna have Sainz in. Do you think that could happen? Could that happen? Would that make sense? There's a lot of dead men walking in Formula 1. Sauber have a seat. So there's another seat at Sauber. Could that be Zane Maloney, possibly? Shogun, you not confirmed. I think Bottas might sign. Okay, there we go. So we got that Audi Sauber seat. Stefania Castelletto, imagine Sainz wins this at the last lap versus Leclerc. It's the ultimate villain arc. Love it. Well, anyone remember last year? Where last year it was Verstappen or Perez, actually it was both of them, defending against the Ferraris, wasn't it? The Ferraris were doing their thing and the double DRS, and really exciting race last year. Colapinto's got pretty much no perspective, and I think the guy that replaced Colapinto in F2 is the son of the guy who owns Booking.com. Pure coincidence that his dad is a billionaire. Absolute, just one of these random, one of them billion chances it happens. It's happened again weirdly, like it happens every time. Schumacher left Jordan after one race. Bortoletto's been doing good in F2, hasn't he? Who's good in F2? But you got, is it Paul Aaron, Bortoletto, Zane Maloney, is Cushmaney sort of doing stuff? I don't know. Taylor Barnard, by the way, confirmed to drive for McLaren next season in Formula E. So Taylor Barnard, who replaced Sam Bird for a couple of races when Sam Bird broke his hand, he's in the McLaren family, highly rated. Amy, I swear I'd be happy as if Zane Maloney or Paul Aaron was. Zane, hey, are you from Barbados, Amy? Yes. You obviously know that Zane Maloney's from Barbados. And you've obviously seen my interview with Zane Maloney, where we talk about what it's like growing up in Barbados and racing in Barbados as a Bajan. But I assume you know that, Amy. Taylor Barnard already left F2 to prepare Formula E. Yeah, well, Jake Hughes has gone to Maserati. So Taylor Barnard moving into McLaren. Rumour has it Paul Aaron might join up in Academy. Paul Aaron drove for Envision in Formula E last year in Berlin. In an actual race. Oh my goodness, my thing. Looks like Perez had a bad practice 3. Yeah, sounds like Sergio. Doesn't sound that unlikely, and we can confirm it. We need an actual good Indian F1 driver. Well, presumably, you've seen my interview with Cushmaney. Where I asked Cushmaney what it's like driving for an Indian team in Mahindra. And obviously, it's meant to be an Indian race in Formula E last year, but it just collapsed due to politics. I was actually meant to go. Stefania, I think Piastri is going to collide with Russell when they come out the pits. We'd hope not. Looking at pictures of Kimi Antonelli here doing karting. Obviously, super highly rated. Colapinto drives for Williams this weekend and Logan next weekend. That's not true. Logan is out. Nicholas Legion. Welcome, Nicholas Legion. The Tifosi is going to have a wonderful day today. You can guarantee that. Amy, dude, has a whole country back and be watching your Zane interview. It's a really interesting interview with Zane Maloney because I asked him, I'm surprised Formula E let the interview go up because I asked him, where do you want to be next season? He said, I definitely want to be in Formula 1. He didn't say I want to be Andretti in Formula E, but he's very transparent about it. He talked about IndyCar as well. And I also asked him, I said, is there anything you regret or anything you do differently? And he said he wished that he'd sort of listened more in his karting days to the advice, which was quite an interesting one. Lucy, the question is, do we think McLaren can make up that 30-point deficit for the constructors? Honestly, McLaren have had success recently here. Does anyone know who the last McLaren driver to win at Monza is? Little quiz for the stream. Isabel Flug, I think Zane will land an FE. Well, to be honest, Andretti could have signed him because they got rid of Norman Nato, but instead they signed... Is it Max Günther they signed? Am I driving the Mercedes W cold? You know what? I was on iRacing the other day and I was like, I want to do a video on the W13 in it. Welcome, AZC. I've also got a new McLaren esports wheel to review. I've got the official McLaren GT4 Artura wheel. That's the wheel that goes in the Artura GT4 racing car, I believe. So I have that exact wheel. It's on the rig at the moment. That's going to be fun this weekend. Not Hamilton. No, it is Ricciardo. A couple people getting Ricciardo. It wasn't Lando Norris. It was Daniel Ricciardo. And that's when McLaren were firmly in the banter era as well. Nicholas Logan Sargent to IndyCar. I think he'd do a really good job there. I think he'd do a, look at people like Ericsson. Amy might sign up to Andretti. Well, people want to work in motorsport. Formula E always has lots of job opportunities. In fact, I recorded the video about it. I'd never got around to it. To be honest, it's not I never got around to it. Those videos tend not to do that well on this channel. So, well, the last few didn't anyway. So I can't really afford to release that many of them. So it's just sitting there. Phil Hill was the first US-born world champion. That's the knowledge right there. Who do I think is going to take pole? Let's see. It's going to come down to slipstream and who's got that straight line speed as well. That's what it's going to come down to. I mean, Zandvoort, very different track to this, to be honest, isn't it? Let's make the map bigger. Volt saying Hamilton. Well, 1-2 there from Mercedes. I don't know if anyone... Oh, cut myself off. I don't know if anyone knows what the speed traps were like. Nicholas, F1 is the pinnacle of motorsport. FE is like the back seat of motorsport. We're still in the car then. Jay's calling Colapinto into Q2 chat. What do we think about that? Colapinto right now in practice, 4/10 off Alex Albon. Or 3/10 really. But in the top 10. Is Q2 going to start? I hope so. It'd be big news if Q2 doesn't start. Aston Martin at the top speed. Did Aston Martin highest in the speed traps in Spa? What about, you think ones like Haas and Williams, you think they have less complicated aero, so for them, they're going to, using the same engines as the top teams, they're just going to be more slippery, maybe. Amy, I wanted to work with McLaren Arrow, but I don't currently have one of the qualifications they're asking for. It's not a mechanical engineering job, is it? Interesting to see Kimi Antonelli's crash, because you don't see a lot of people crashing at Parabolica unless you're the safety car. And I don't know if it's one where he just wasn't used to the downforce or something. George Russell not too happy about it. Not a very good poker face from George. Pallavi just joined. Did you just subscribe, Pallavi? I think we should definitely aim to have a sub-target. I don't know what it should be. Welcome, Ian Perez. Mike, we'll find out if Verstappen was holding back last week. I think Verstappen's probably giving absolutely everything. I don't think he's holding back at all. I think Red Bull are on the decline. What do you think about Brundle casually announcing that new will allegedly on Aston Martin? We've seen Jeremy Clarkson say Adrian Newey's been house shopping in Oxfordshire, and Martin Brundle teasing Lawrence Stroll as well. To me, it just seems... I'm not a gambling person, but if I was, what's Aston Martin's flagship product at the moment? It's probably the Aston Martin Valkyrie, or that's like the Halo product. Who designed that? Adrian Newey. Aston Martin were part of the Red Bull family. It was on the rear wing. So it just makes a lot of sense to me. I think for me, for him, it would either be, if he's going to stay in Formula One, it'd either be Ferrari or Aston Martin, and maybe just doesn't fancy the move across to Italy. Communication and marketing is a job. Well, if you get that job, you gotta get us to the races. So maybe we can help you in chat get the job, and then you get us to the races, and we do these watch-alongs in IndyCar. Isabel, as a HR professional, I think you mean a HR rock star using Workday, if I've seen enough adverts. Max's tyres were not in race mode. What do you mean, Prozumi? What do you mean the tyres not in race mode? Wasn't Logan close to making it to Q3 lot? Logan Sargent famously never out-qualified Alex Albon, ever, I believe. Jay, wait, I didn't mean like that. I don't know what you meant. Sports made saying, I think Kimi was just overconfident. Yeah, he definitely wasn't holding back. Maybe he kind of knew he had the seat. But he was definitely trying to tear it up. Osfrog, Ross is under pressure last year. Well, interestingly, if you watch the interview with Toto Wolff, he's very open and said, he kind of backtracked. He said, oh yeah, within 5 minutes of Hamilton going, I knew that I wanted to sign Kimi. But also there were other options like Max. He just comes out and says it blatantly. I wonder if Max regrets it. I was thinking if Albon crashed out, then he must have done. Amy, I'll definitely get into the race. There we go, chat. IndyCar watch-alongs confirmed if we do it. I'm there for every IndyCar race, doing the watch-alongs, interviewing the drivers, asking them the real questions. There's a video I recorded with Lucas de Grassi that I really hope gets released, because that is honestly as transparent and honest about motorsport as you can get. Like, just talking about tyres, talking about future motorsport, what's good, what's bad, what's good for the fans, what the fans don't like. So hope that one comes out. When is it starting? There's a little countdown here, so half an hour to go. Kimi Raikkonen in attendance with Sauber today, having his ice cream. Andrew, thoughts on the F2 sprint? I know literally nothing about what happened in the F2 sprint, so feel free to let me know, and I'll give you my immediate thoughts on it. Was it Ollie Behrman winning? Good for the Behrman to sort of he started the season so well, then obviously the F2 season was never going to work for him because he had to pull out of Saudi even though he was on pole. But then he really didn't do well. Was it Prima just really not getting it together? So good to hear for Ollie Behrman's sake that he's got back on top of it. Nice weather it seems at Monza today. Classic sort of Italian. Well, is it? Is today the last day of summer? Chat, is today the last day of summer? Such a long season. I remember doing these streams at 3 in the morning for Japan and whatnot, and now it's in the middle of summer, and then it's going to go back into winter, and we'll do Vegas. What time does the race start in Vegas for us? Isn't it like 2 a.m. start or something? I can't remember. Prima were pretty shocking this season. Yeah, but it's all about the Mechachrome engines, isn't it? That are just really bad. Am I allowed to say that? Well, I just said it. Amy, I don't think I want to meet drivers if I get a job, but I definitely want to meet Kireth. Nah, you want to meet the drivers. Not seen any practices. What are quali predictions? Well, looking... How can Sergio Perez be so far off Max Verstappen at Monza? Like, Monza is not a difficult track. It's one of my favourite tracks because it's not that difficult, and I think that provides for really good racing. But like, there's not that many corners here. How can Sergio Perez be that far off Verstappen? Like, he's almost a second off. Can we do a meetup someday? I did a meetup at Formula E in London. If we go to Sao Paulo in December, we'll do a meetup there. Try and hopefully do more Formula E racing, do more meetups. Isabel's been really getting into IndyCar this season. NASCAR watch along. Yeah, I'd love to do it. In fact, I might be doing a deal with a company where I'm going to be doing more streaming, but I can stream whatever I want. It's nowhere near finalised yet. In fact, I want to see the contract. But if there's an opportunity to do more streaming, then I'll definitely be streaming more stuff like NASCAR and IndyCar, whatnot. Jay, my prediction is Colapinto into Q2. Matt's crashing out due to... Oh, Matt's crashing out. Leclerc top 3 Lando pole. So going for the Lando pole. It's pretty wide how far Perez is off, but Romeo saying he's on mediums. Okay, so maybe he's getting ready for the long runs. Maybe he's already practicing for bottling quality and having to go on the other tyre. Is that smart? Zoe in the house. Zoe, are you at the track? Surely not back-to-back track visits. Yeah, and also Perez has a slower car, right? It's got the Perez spec car. Yeah, and just a reminder, tomorrow, if you're in the UK, don't buy lunch. Wait a little bit and you'll see what I've got cooking. Because to me, it seems like a very decent deal, so I'm quite excited about it. I don't want to get this wrong. But I think you might be able to get a nice lunch for £10. But anyway, it's going to be all revealed tomorrow on the stream. Yes, 30 or 25 minutes. Surprised we're not seeing a little bit more McLaren hype, to be honest. Given McLaren are like on top of the world right now. Can you do that around mid-October too? Got an event in London to go to. Well, mid-October I will be at the Sim Racing Expo, but that's in Germany. So I'll be at Sim Racing Expo in Dortmund. Well, I won't be cooking it, but you'll be able to order it. And I think in the UK you'll be able to order it for about £10, but it'll all be revealed tomorrow. Basically, a brand has seen these watch-alongs, and they want to test something out. So it's not even like a final thing. They want to test something out and see if sort of people are interested. And it's something you can eat and wash it down with, and it's an Italian cuisine. But I've said too much. They're going to pull it. They're going to pull the deal. And I'm going to be ordering it as well, by the way. So I'm going to be ordering it as well. I'm trying to remind myself of what's actually going on tomorrow. Yeah, Dortmund in October for Sim Racing Expo. And then potentially Formula E in December. It's kind of like remainder of my travel. Looking forward to the race room. Yeah, I want to get on race room today with my McLaren wheel. And then there'll be more sim racing news coming out early in the week. Quali is on German RTL. Very nice. Welcome, Arend. Yeah, there'll definitely be a meetup there. I need to actually speak to the organisers and see maybe we have like an actual time and space or something. Jessica Dennis feels sorry for Bottas. Jessica Dennis, why do you feel sorry for Bottas? TJ says, to be fair, Mansell and Prost got the two Ferrari, swap car, swap VINs. Well, hang on, is that... Did Prost swap his car back and swap the registration on it? Well, hang on, don't take up... You're not paying me. It's a brand, so I'm not gonna... But, yeah, we'll go live tomorrow. In fact, I need to schedule it tomorrow. What time is the, What time does the race start tomorrow? Italian GP. I want to go early. I want to start earlier. Italian GP. Welcome, Thompson from back in Cape Town. You've been travelling all over the shop. 2 PM. So we'll go live at 1 PM. So if you're in the UK, it's not. I don't think it's gonna. Well, I know it's not going to work in Cape Town. Oh no! Where did that go? I've opened the window and I don't know where it is. Oh no. Oh dear. Hang on. What's happened here? Oh. Ah, no. Can you hear that? Hopefully you can't hear it. What's it? What is this about? Ah, okay, there we go. Got it. The Windows thing was going a bit mad. So, pictures. So if it's 2 o'clock start tomorrow, we'll go live at 1. So an hour earlier than today. Here's my thumbnail. Nice. Loaded. Don't automatically do adverts. Tomorrow. 1st September, ready. 1 PM. Bang. Done. Scheduled. So we'll go live at 1. And I'll order it at the same time, because then it will be... that's a live experience. Let's go back to R1 here. Let me just do something. Amazing. All done. Rajadi Condor car, when does it start? It starts in 20 minutes. Less than 20 minutes qualifying. Q1, Q2, Q3. Lots of slipstreaming, which, by the way, could make a difference. If your teammate doesn't get into Q3, then you might not have the benefit of swapping slipstreams. Obviously, there's going to be people trying to pull rank as well, and saying, you know, I should be first in the slipstream. Ho Chi Minh was beautiful, but way too hot. Back in South Africa. The safety of the Cape. Vault Logan Sargent P1. Logan's, unfortunately, my friend, Logan Sargent is not even in the vicinity. Where is Logan Sargent right now? What is he doing? I need to get my passport for the meetup. I think Prost was better than Mansell, but when Mansell outqualified him, they famously swapped cars and pretended they didn't. Well, we saw last year, wasn't it? Did Logan Sargent have the upgrades on the car and then he binned it? Welcome me to on tube. Mark Johnson homemade cream and tomato soup with fresh out the oven granary bread, black Americano, strawberries, raspberries, meringue, and double cream. Have you managed to put all that together at the same time? Rich T said he's at the job centre. He's at the job centre plus. Getting his JSA. Do you think McLaren will finally do the double? Yeah, they've always left Piastri out, haven't they? And basically ruined his race. Where did I buy this shirt? It was actually bought for me, so I don't know. I do have a link somewhere to the F1 official F1 store, but I've never ever shared it. I don't know where it is. But they send me emails every week saying, we've got amazing discounts. But I look at them, they're still really expensive. So I probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, Mark Johnson. I don't think anyone can beat Mark Johnson. We're just now 17 minutes away from qualifying. Back to back, and then a week away next week. This time next week, I'm going to be with Race Logic, who are the telemetry logger people you see in cars. And it's with Race Logic I did my racing in Spain last year in the Mazdas, which was really cool, so it'll be good to see them again. I'm just going to check out what their latest products are. Did the safety car have a malfunction? Yeah, it looked like it. So it looked like Bert Mylander put the car into a spin, which I think was a bit dangerous because it could have tipped over in the gravel. Like, cars are not... Cars are more designed to go into the gravel straight on, or the gravel trap's designed for it. But if you go into it sideways, you could dig in and roll over. But anyway, I think he knows a little bit better than me. Me too on 2P put you in timeout. I didn't see you getting put in timeout. I can put you in timeout. Do you want to be put in timeout? How long is timeout for? Do you want to volunteer to be put in timeout and we can see how long you get timed out for? Let us know. Welcome Barak Kumar as well. Welcome Rowan. Was it confirmed as a brake failure? It's obviously pretty embarrassing for Aston Martin. So was it confirmed? I suppose that's why they do those shakedown laps, just to test the safety car. Don't select the 24-hour option. I don't have a 24 option, I just have put user in timeout. And I have undo... Oh, undo channel activity, that's a new one. Can I erase, like, pretend people didn't exist? That's really bad. I've got channel activity, go to channel, pin message, report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user on this channel, and remove as moderator. That must have clicked on the mod there. One of my favourite tracks, this. You can see the old oval as well, where the banking is. Kind of difficult to work out when you're on the track. I would love to go there and walk on that banking. That would be absolutely awesome. Brake failure is not being confirmed. I feel like they should confirm it. Amy, they always leave Oscar fill for him. Yeah, Silverstone was the big one, wasn't it? But didn't we think Oscar was going to be doing 4D chess in Zandvoort and it didn't turn out to be 4D chess, did it? Chai, if you click timeout, it should say a few options. I was the one to put them in timeout due to ill wishing. No ill wishing on the drivers. Got one rule and it's no ill wishment. Isabel, if I have to hear Ralph Schumacher coming out Mick not having a seat one time, I will swear. James Voles has been on the Apology Roadshow because he basically called Mick Schumacher bang average. And he's now taking every opportunity to apologise. He's an interesting communicator. Like, I can't imagine James Voles dealing with very small issues. Like if someone put something in the wrong compartment in the dishwasher, I feel James Voles would treat that and communicate it with the same seriousness as firing Logan Sargent. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he has a lot of range in his communication. That might be really harsh. Like an actor has range. Voles was harsh but fair. Like they used to say in the Soviet Union. Heard James May say he crashed that even in tunnel side. That sounds really... I mean, he almost got his brains taken out by the rocks, didn't he? Welcome, Chris Abbott from Indonesia. Good to have you. Verstappen to Ferrari. No. Well, nope. They're not going to get rid of Hamilton or Leclerc, I think. Give Bearmind an F1 contract. He's probably one of the fast drivers. Lucy's been waiting for an official release for the safety car fault. Okay. So it hasn't come out yet, which is interesting because... maybe not abiding by their own rules. Amy, hopefully Oscar wins and they do it properly this time. You get to celebrate. Yeah, that'd be good for Oscar. Karen, when's qualifying? In 12 minutes. Isabel, the statement about letting Logan go came after the announcement. That was not managed well from a PR standpoint. I think if Amy had been doing those sort of communications, they would have been done a lot better, frankly. Don't know what Williams were thinking. Welcome, Semlich. Josh to Ferrari? Are you just throwing anyone to Ferrari? TJ, I'm bang average, 3 seconds slower than me on Tuesday per lap. It's all relative. If you look at my video race... Well, I didn't race James Baldwin, but the video I did with James Baldwin, the world's fastest gamer, I couldn't believe how much slower I was in ACC. Prozumi Williams had no choice and needed a quality driver or a special driver, as James Voles said. Would be funny if Max and Hamilton swapped seats. What, Hamilton to Red Bull? They should have put Alonso in the Red Bull. That would have been so much fun. It's about Aston Martin, so they're still investigating. They want to bury it. Because it's not a good look if your Aston Martin variant of a road car has a massive brake failure and a huge crash in the hands of probably the safest driver in the world. That's not great for your car sales, I imagine. Jeremy Clarkson to Aston. I'm sure he has an Aston Martin. At least one. Schumacher might try Alpine. Well, Schumacher's more... I don't know. Schumacher's got different hats on. Like, he's in the Mercedes camp, and that's why James Vowles was like, oh, obviously he's good, he's in the Mercedes camp. But realistically, he's an Alpine hypercar driver. So... Alonso going to Red Bull will be McLaren 2.0. What, you mean like his first stint at McLaren? Amy, absolutely I would. Logan deserves a better send-off even if he costs the team money. He's also contributed a lot to the team as well. No worries, Great American Buffalo. Do you know the difference between a Great American Buffalo and a Great American Bison? Do you know the difference? I'm excited for this. I love Monza. I've done so many laps around Monza. I'm excited to see the braking points and the turning. Yeah, everyone make sure you're in the live chat. Here's how to watch the stream in style. Make sure you're in the live chat. If you've got TV pictures, try and sync them up, because then you've just got the best experience. And make sure you're subscribed, obviously, because we're trying to get to 100k subscribers. And just ask any questions in the chat, and that's it. Bobby says burgers. No. It's not burgers. No one knows yet. Oswald Kireth says Vowles is bang average at communication. You should. Do you want to create? Do you want to run my Twitter feed? When you said Schumacher, I thought you said Chewbacca. May the downforce be with you. Gerhard Burgers. You know what? Did anyone else, when Gerhard Burger was around, did anyone else get hungry? Did anyone else get hungry? So I used to, when I was growing up, we used to watch Formula 1 on a Saturday and a Sunday. And to be honest, when I was growing up, and I'm talking like very young, you know, like around the days of Gerhard Berger, the Sunday was a bit long for me. I'd probably fall asleep halfway through, or my dad would or something, but it'd be on. But the Saturday was actually, the qualifying was like an hour, they had lots of different formats. And a Saturday, and it was normally a little bit earlier, I think, as well, possibly like over lunch. I feel like it was all earlier back in the day for UK viewers. And every Saturday used to have 2 chicken burgers, like the little tiny, like frozen chicken burgers, the breaded ones. And there's something about the combination of that and Gerhard Burger that makes me very hungry. Food is life. That is strictly that is true. Welcome, Jimmy Nuisance. Victoria Stevens in the house. Love your test drive. Unlimited Telegram videos help me make a decision on buying the game. Did you go for it or not? I regret pre-ordering it for $100 on PlayStation, but I am going to ask them. I'm going to try and get through to them and say, can I get a code on PC and Xbox? Because then I want to compare all the platforms. But I am excited for Test Drive Unlimited, and I'm excited that they seem to be going down this route of, we're actually going to listen to what the players want. Because if you look at some games that have come out recently, I don't think they have listened to what the players want. It's more, hey, this is this game, and we assume you're going to like it. So, one of them is beardless. What? Blacker, wait, you're younger than me. I was quite young in Gerhard Berger's time. Well, I was watching from a young age. Charles Leclerc waving to the crowd. I've never actually been to Monza though, so it's on my bucket list. Marc Marquez running Aragon. It's like the old days. I have seen Marc Marquez race live though. I've seen him in Barcelona twice and Silverstone. Didn't they used to have qualies for drivers? Yeah, so it changed over time. There was a time when there was one-shot quali, which was quite fun to be honest. But they also, it was most of the time I remember was actually just you had an hour, so the track was open for an hour, and by the end you just see who set the fastest times. I don't think there was as many limitations on tyres and whatnot. And that's when you'd see the laps. Like, if you look at someone like Montoya going around Monza in like 2004 or something, you know, those, even on the groove tyres, there's something better about those laps. So again, just to go back into that, like, one shot 90, no, I think one shot was later than 96. Because I think one shot came around when Schumacher was so dominant, I felt like they were shaking it up. But to go back to like those Saturdays, it was a lot better because the engines were screaming so high on the RPMs. It just was such a... To watch that for an hour and listen to it screaming out of your little TV was... Honestly, to watch qualifying probably in like 2002, 2003, or that era, or even before, on your TV was probably a better experience than going now and watching live qualifying at the track, in a way, in some ways. It was just, yeah, it was just crazy. Anyone who's watched it will know. Anyone else was watching Formula 1 back in the day? One shot was early 2000s, yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's see how Colapinto does. 5 minutes to go. Octav, here we are again at Monza, another year without a Ferrari driver winning the title. Is Monaco a good track to see in person, first time viewer? I 100% recommend Monaco. I really recommend Monaco. It's changing though. They've closed one of the bars I used to go to that was like in the paddock. You could just go and have a burger. A lot of connection with F1 and burgers. And see all the drivers. That's where I got the footage. If you watch my video on like how to do Monaco on the budget, you'll see. Welcome, Bob Badger. Didn't Berger have that crazy Austrian-German accent making him hard to understand? Possibly. Andy started with the Mansell Senna era, waking up 4 for him. Chat, when did you start watching Formula 1? Let us know in the chat when you started watching Formula 1. There's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. And we're just 4 minutes away. Aaron, I remember seeing Michael Schumacher's first F1 race live on TV, but I guess he crashed first lap. Romeo 2004, Adam 2024, welcome to F1. Noel 2003, Seek the Carrot 1980s.
Okay, crack on.
Welcome Professor Logic, good to have you back with us. Octav first GP Monza 1996. Nisman 94. Chai late 90s, got back last year. Viper off season before this season, it's another 2003, 2004. Lucy 1990s, Bob early 90s, Vlaka early 80s. Mike 30 years now. Mike Schmidt 94. So it seems like mid and early 90s are quite popular. Rowan remembers Lauder, so you're going back 80s. Buffalo first started paying attention to Hamilton in 2007. Beef prior to 2000s. Prosimy 2017. So just after Rosberg won his. The Pence 2021. So only one person so far started watching in 2021. It's probably been the greatest season in recent memory. Dan Keeling for more than 40 years. Rowan 1970s. Buffalo was born 92, so watch about 08. Professor watching Senna. Andy done 92. Snowline coming in 1970s. Wow. Seeing some proper drivers there. Amy this year. So there's a real mix, isn't there? And we're just 2 minutes away. And in all that time, Monza's probably been there. Has Monza always been there? Yeah, been resurfaced this year there. And reprofiled. Some of the corners look a little bit easier. Yeah, drivers are in the cars. We're just a couple of minutes away now. F1 say it's been resurfaced and changed to improve the racing spectacle. I don't trust them. I think we'll be the judge of that. My dad watching Monaco GP where anyone finished. You mean that was the Oliver Panis one, wasn't it? I think that was in the 90s, not the 80s. That might have been 94. Stash Gordon in the house. Yeah, Scary, unfortunately, I probably will not be a fan of the reprofiling because Scary for me is like, I just love Monza. I really, some of my best sim racing victories have been at Monza. Real endurance races. I love the challenge, I love the speeds. And from a recording and streaming perspective, I like the structure of the lap where you've got the corners and then you've got the straights. You can read the chat and everything. Isabel, the drivers hate the changes, but are they not on board with the spectacle? Keith A's hooked. Keith A started last year. Sim racing made me decide about Max Verstappen and Peter Windsor, and then it was all over. Very nice. I had a disagreement with Peter Windsor about something. I can't remember what it was on Twitter. Welcome, Donal B. Good to see Snowline back in the house as well. Osrod's got Sky Sports Italy on TV with sound down and me turned up. There we go. So, well, according to that, it's 20 seconds to go. But that was a pure coincidence. But I can tell you we are basically ready. You can check your clocks wherever you are, unless you're in India where the clocks are just seem to be set randomly. Mark 70s members the JPS Lotus. Yeah, the John Player. Black and gold. Buffalo Ascari is possibly the most engaging driving. Ascari just so good, especially with the rumble strips on the inside and left hand side. And then the curve that sort of comes in on the right hand side. And then the sausages on the right hand side. And then the curve on the left hand side. And the sausages on the inside. And then on the exit, you know, bit of curve, bit of astro, and then the gravel. Did not get better than that. So you don't need to reprofile that, lads. It's okay. Amy, there was an F2 driver who managed to pull off an overtake. I had to remind myself that the cars are smaller. Adam says, that's kind of rude. What happened? What was rude? DW, not much coverage in the USA back in the day, but a show called Worldwide Sports had a couple per year. Always Monaco. Saw first 1970. You were probably one of the first... You're one of the first F1 fans in the US. Stash, if I wanted to check your times in RaceMate, do I need to send you a note? I think so, yeah. I'm going to speak with the RaceMate people and see if I can just be added as like a... So what they said to me, because you know I said in the video, I was like, James Baldwin is not an average driver. So they're going to... I think they're going to put James Baldwin as like pro driver. And maybe I can be the average driver, or I can be like... I don't know what I would be like. You let me know what it would be, actually. Yeah, quali's starting now, everyone. Quali is underway. The cars, the Ferraris are out first, like I think they did last year. I think it's kind of like a tradition that the Ferraris go out first and get that roar from the crowd, even if it's not optimal from a strategy perspective. And welcome aboard, everyone. Over 400 people watching, 69 likes, very nice. Let's hit that like button though. Let's smash those likes. No, honestly, always feel free to send me out because most invites, I'll be honest with you, I never see or check. Like on PlayStation or Discord, I never... There's just... So... Never feel bad about sending one. Let's get 100 likes. I agree, Andy. That's a good target. Right, so the Ferraris are out on circuit. Here we go. Tell a lie, though. They weren't out fast. I think the camera's just cut to them. It's going to be Zhou Guan Yu who's going to set the first lap of qualifying unless he dives into the pits here. Track change and resurfacing costs about 21 million. So you can see the... I've got the right things? Yeah. Underway. Carlos Sainz about to start his lap. And Charles Leclerc as well. All about slipstreams, yeah. And interesting to see that Sainz is behind Leclerc. I don't know why Leclerc's got a blue dot, because that would normally indicate that he's on the rain tyre. which I suspect is a mistake. Even Ferrari wouldn't go that long. Paddy's watching from Santapod. I hope you're doing well, Santapod. I heard they had monster trucks down there the other week. Keeping it the home of speed, the home of speed in the UK. What happened to Verstappen and Perez? Well, you're about to find out. Qualifying's literally just started. It's a good time to join. So, Ocon giving the slip to Gasly, and Ocon maybe getting a bit of a slip from Zhou Guan Yu, ironically. Yeah, just an error there in the tracking. Charles Leclerc will be on dry tyres and presumably softs, Isabel Leclerc says. Yeah, that's a wishful thinking stash. Here we go then. Esteban Ocon and Zhou Guan Yu go over the line. Ocon with the 21.3. Remember, Zhou Guan Yu didn't have any slip. Magnussen, 20.8. So Magnussen goes a second quicker than Gasly. And Hulkenberg as well. So it looks like the Hasses have the edge on the Alpines. Not surprising, because the Alpines seem to do better when there's sort of higher downforce circuits. Intrinsically slower circuits. And here comes Charles Leclerc, the first Ferrari 20 dead. Will Carlos Sainz go any better? No. Carlos Sainz backed out or something. So did Carlos Sainz make a mistake? Maybe an issue for Sainz, or maybe he's now going to get slipstream or give slipstream or something. But Charles Leclerc, the first driver to get close to the 1 minute 19s.
Keep trying.
Yeah, what's your Roman Empire? For some people, it's going to be Sergio Perez. Oh, was it the yellow flag out? I can't see now. Maybe just some marshal holding it weirdly. So Sergio Perez is starting his fast lap, and then they can match up. I'm going to see what happened to Carlos Sainz. In Lesmo 1, ran a little bit wide, went into Lesmo 2, and ran very wide on the exit at Lesmo 2 in the gravel trap. The back end comes around, and very lucky to not spear into the barrier Grosjean style. Big moment for Carlos Sainz, and anyone who's done sim racing will know that moment when you hit the gravel on the exit of Lesmo 2 and you've got a lot of steering lock applied and then it re-grips. You can go straight into that barrier. So Carlos Sainz with a big moment there in the Ferrari. Big moment. Verstappen on a flyer. Well, we'll see. Sergio Perez, Colapinto's out there as well, and you can see already we're starting to have a little bit of a traffic jam here in Italy. Both McLarens out as well. Yes, indeed. Keith has a good save. Chat, can we get to 96,200 subscribers? Do we have 60 more subscribers in the chat? Do we have it? Right, here comes Sergio Perez. It's Colapinto. Colapinto's going to start a lap. So Colapinto starting lap. But Sergio Perez is going to finish it. And he hasn't gone purple in any sector. Sergio Perez goes P4 with a second slower than Charles Leclerc. But what about Max Verstappen? In fact, I think Perez might have run, or Verstappen might have run a little bit wide as well. Possibly. But here goes Verstappen. Verstappen goes over the line and goes second, 2/10 slower, or 10th and a half slower than Charles Leclerc. Welcome, David Warwick. Good to have you. Yeah, I think I just saw a glimpse of Verstappen where there's a lot of gravel on the circuit there. Carlos Sainz has dragged gravel back onto the circuit, and there goes Lando. 1 minute 19. So Lando, the first driver to get into the 1 minute 19s. Good job, Lando. What about Oscar Piastri? It looks like he might have backed out. Maybe Piastri made a big mistake, because you would have assumed they would have come out together. So I wonder if Piastri's had an issue. The Red Bull ring looks goofy. There is a new Red Bull ring. He lost it at the gravel. So maybe Oscar Piastri backed out and is going to try and go again. He's behind Alex Albon, who's just going to finish his lap and then will then abort. Yeah, Lando Norris with the fastest time right now. And, you know, over a second quicker than Sergio Perez. Bob, it's subscriber-only mode. We do that, otherwise we get... oh, big moment for... that must have been Piastri. Big lock-up. Into turn 1, I think. Yeah, it is Piastri. So Piastri came into turn 1, massively locked up, and there was little... they've resurfaced it now. So he was just able to really sort of go across it, but there used to be an evil sausage curb there, and I think more grass and even gravel. So that's where Piastri had his big issue there. And he's not collecting a magazine. He's gone deep at turn 1. So now Piastri is going again for his fast lap. Lando's lap time is a 19.911. Yes, indeed. What's the update? You can see the live standings are all here for you to see. And yeah, 10 minutes to go. I've just got the timing message. In fact, I haven't done a very good job here of letting you know the timings. There we go. Less than 10 minutes to go. So, drivers making mistakes. Could it be the new servicing? As Piastri goes P4, half a second slower. That would have been a bit heart and mouth for Piastri. And he might have done it on the same set. That might have a flat spot now. Carl says, where are the Mercedes? They're on their fast laps right now, interspersed with the Ferraris here, which is interesting. And the Ferraris are just gearing up to start their fast laps. Prozumi saying Colapinto doing well. Yeah, Colapinto up in P9, Alex Albon in P6. No, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll going to go over here. What about the Aston Martins? P8 for Lance Stroll. Maybe decent pace for Aston here. As was predicted from the straight line speed in Spa. So Fernando Alonso 120.6. Half a second quicker than Sergio Perez. And now we're going to see the Mercedes. And once we see the Mercedes, we'll have lap times on the board for all drivers. George Russell had to avoid some traffic. George Russell goes over. What's it going to be? Is it going to be top 4? Just about. Just top 4. And what about Lewis Hamilton? Will Lewis Hamilton go faster than George Russell? Has he backed out? No, he's gone just a little bit slower than George Russell. And I think George Russell actually was bringing up a lot of gravel. And almost like it got stuck in the rear diffuser or something and was sparking. So I'm guessing George Russell went a little bit wide on the exit of Ascari, perhaps. There was George Russell looked like he was dragging something along on the back straight there on the exit of Ascari. Lewis says bad lap for Oscar. Yes, indeed. Isabel Plug saying new surfacing has caught some drivers out, so quite likely. Can both Hasses make it to Q3? Chat, let me know now. What do you think of the cut-off time? What do you think the cut-off time is going to be here? What are we thinking? As Carlos Sainz sets the fastest first sector out of anyone. So that's interesting from Carlos Sainz. Keep an eye on Sainz here, as he's got some sectors that, haven't been good for him. 27 dead in the second sector is pretty good. Pretty good. It's a 10th behind Lando Norris. But he was almost a 10th up, so see what Carlos Sainz can do in the last sector here. Now he hasn't run wide. Will Carlos Sainz also go into 1 minute 19s? I predict he'll go about P2 here. Let's see. Carlos Sainz goes over the line. What's it going to be? It's P3. Carlos Sainz goes P3 just behind Charles Leclerc. 1 minute 20.5 cut-off time here. Oh, I don't know. I don't know cut-off time. Why? So if you're new to Formula 1, this is the first part of qualifying. It's Q1. And basically, when that timer goes to 0, essentially, only the top 15 drivers are going to make it through. So if you're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you will be eliminated. Welcome, Dad and Jonathan Kibler. So at the moment, what do we think you're going to need to do to get into the top 15? What does Colapinto need to do? Right now, it's a 21.0. I would say potentially something like a 20.8. I would say 1 minute 20.8. Maybe a 20.7, maybe a 20.8. I would say something like that. I don't think it's going to be a 0.5. I don't think it's going to go that low. No, we're not in Q3 yet. We're in Q1. Bob says 121. I think it's going to be lower than that, Bob. I think it's going to be lower. Stray Days feeling a Hamilton P1. Romeo's saying a 120.6 cut-off time. So what we're going to see now is a lot of the drivers come into the pits and then go out again for their last lap just before the session ends. And that's where we're going to see traffic. Now, Formula 1 have done a good protocol with reducing traffic instances this year by stacking cars coming out of the pit lane. But the worst place we always see traffic is Monaco and is in Q1. So every year, the next 5 minutes of the year are the worst for traffic. So we're about to enter into that. And what I'd be concerned about is if you're at the back of the queue, are you going to make it around in time to finish your lap or to start your lap before the checker flag goes? Let's see. Perez in the elimination zone. Yes, indeed. Lewis says Monza usually has a lot of track evolution. We'll see. Keith, when I get to test the motor active pedal, I'll let you know. As soon as I've got it, I'll let you know. Like the CRP2s. What was breakfast today? I haven't actually had breakfast today. I'll be eating afterwards. I was meant to be racing tomorrow in Championship, but I think the timing is just going to be too slim. But I might still do it. But I think the time's too slim. Beanodge saying Colapinto Q2 and Janae Muance saying 20.5 for the cutoff. So quite a low cutoff here. So remember, it's 1 minute 20 for a lap. So we'll see when the cars start leaving the pit lane and doing their outlap. Isabel Flug saying track temp is pretty high. Could be a problem today and tomorrow with tyre deg. We'll see. Surely it's going to be a one-stop. Cryptic Zero, what did I miss? Well, you can see everything go left-hand side. So Alex Albon is doing his fast lap as Sergio Perez comes out of the pits. And I wonder if Sergio Perez is going to try and do 2 fast laps here as a sort of insurance policy. Keith would be curious. Yeah, I'm going to be on the Moser R16 today, so I'll let you know. And I want to do this Logitech on True Force and Forza. So a lot of stuff to do. Drivers complaining of hot seats too. The floors are rubbing, generating heat. Well, I think they're paid enough to deal with that. Amy, check her into Q2. If not, I'm just delusional. Well, we'll see. Buffalo's going into dead zone. How don't miss much over the next 20 minutes. You might do. Let's see. So I'd imagine we're going to start to see very soon the traffic come out. And this could be bad news for Perez, because Perez might be trying to do his fast lap in between all of the traffic, whereas Alex Albon's got it done. And it's quite smart of Alex Albon. Alex Albon can now slot into the queue, cool down, and he can decide what he needs to do. He's under 20.5, so it depends what the cutoff's going to be. Whereas Sergio Perez, I think Sergio Perez might be aborting his lap. I don't know. Is Sergio Perez going to do a fast first sector? Let's keep an eye on there. Maybe he is going for it, but you can see he's going to smash into all of this traffic. 26.6 is not a good lap from Sergio Perez. In fact, Sergio Perez is in really big trouble here. Perez is in big trouble. Keep an eye on Sergio Perez. Buffalo says Perez in the kitchen getting cooked. Octav saying Perez is washed anyway. I don't think this is good news for Sergio Perez. I'm looking at a replay here of Verstappen coming out of the pits. I don't know why. Oh my goodness! Unsafe release from McLaren. And Verstappen on the radio saying, mate, I almost crashed. There's going to be a McLaren who is going to have a grid drop penalty for that. That is one of the most dead certain unsafe releases you will ever see. Was it Piastri? Piastri's getting a penalty. Remember last year Piastri was crashed out by Lewis Hamilton, so you'll want to have a good result here. That is a slam dunk penalty there. And unsafe release involving Piastri noted. So the FIA on that much quicker than investigating the crash of their own safety car peculiarly. 1 minute 30 now. So people going over the line now will just be able to start another lap. Everyone else won't be. What's Oscar Piastri doing? Piastri... Oh, sorry, no. I read that, interpreted that wrong. They've still got 1 minute 20 to do their flying lap. They just won't be able to do another one, which I wouldn't do anyway. So here we go. Verstappen is starting a lap now. Russell and Hamilton will be starting laps. And then Colapinto is going to be finishing his lap, I believe. And Magnussen, or there might be drivers there who are sort of aborting laps and trying to go again, could get messy. Hamilton saying his butt is hot, basically. And not sure why Kevin Magnussen's tracker has stopped there. Yellow flag! Kevin Magnussen, have you dropped it on the edge of Parabolica? Kevin Magnussen, have you lost it on the outside of Parabolica? And it looks like you're going again now. Maybe he's had a spin. What's Kevin Magnussen done? Came into Parabolica. Oh, had a little shimmy, ran wide on the exit. And just put 2 wheels in the gravel. Oh my goodness, almost a huge crash there. And Kevin Magnussen was just trying to keep it going in the gravel. And there might be drivers who have set... Let's check now. Who set a personal best in Sector 3 under yellow flags? Who was behind there? We're looking at likes of Alonso, Gasly, Oscar, Ocon, Fernando Alonso. Ooh, Gasly, Ocon. Did they set personal best sectors in Sector 3? Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure Max needs to be penalised there because he was in the gravel trap and there's not much he can do other than sort of try and crawl back onto. I mean, the racing line is there. Colapinto off track as well, it seems. Colapinto in the 18s. So Lewis Hamilton's going to finish his lap here. He stays in P7. Sergio Perez, by the way, went into P9. Who's in the drop zone? Kevin Magnussen right now is actually still in going to get into Q2. And he kept it going, didn't it? As long as he got into the pits all right. Kevin Magnussen is going to be okay at this rate. I think Kevin Magnussen has made it through. This could be hugely controversial because Kevin Magnussen goes through to Q2 in P14, but he caused a yellow flag. He caused a yellow flag in Q3 of the whole queue of cars behind him. That probably would have included Ricciardo and Tsunoda and Lance Stroll. Terry Hurd watching aboard a ship working in GOM. Let us know what GOM is. Felipe Drugovich here with Aston Martin, the man I interviewed in Berlin a couple of years ago. Really cool guy. So everything that was scary. Isabel says lap time should be deleted if you cause a yellow red. Right, what do we think here, chat? Chat, can we work it out? Did anyone go PB on that lap? Or did they actually none of them go PB because they all backed out? Legit strat, don't hate, play the game. Gulf of Mexico. I was watching some clips of Deepwater Horizon, the movie, this morning. Looks very dramatic, but I hope it's all good in the Gulf of Mexico. In the US, I presume Texas, Circuit of the Americas, is that your local, in between there and Miami maybe, I'm not sure. Welcome Sebastian Saluli as well. Keep letting us know where you're watching from, always cool to see. Beaming out to the Gulf of Mexico. So there we go, that is Q1, and there was all this crazy drama at the end. Lewis, F1 simply has to start DQing stupid yellows. Buffalo Magnussen may be a lame duck, but he still has flashes of strategic brilliance, a team player. Maybe protected Hulkenberg as well. Isabel's going to get a snack. And here come the new the results in of the drivers who unfortunately have lost out, including both MasterCard RB Cash App Capital One cars in their home Grand Prix. That in. Stash, the wife and I are going to try and make it to the Miami GP. Very nice. Get those tickets early. Let us know how it goes. Hopefully good. Ricardo. Oh, sorry. Apologies. Ricardo is through. Tsunoda isn't. Yes, my bad. Terry's good at busy pipeling. Oh, so are you doing pipe stuff? That sounds. I mean, I'd love to be. Is the weather good? Is it just sort of blue seas, blue skies, Gulf of Mexico? Wow. Ian's watching from Mexico, just straight up Mexico. Can you see Terry Hurd in his boat? Amy Visa Cash App has a long ass name. Yep. Right, so now we go into Q2. And who's going to make it in the top 10? Are we going to lose both Hasses, both Alpines, and an RB Cash App, or are any of those going to make it through? Will we see Hasses make it through? That's going to be interesting. By the way, 700 people watching, welcome along. Only 100 likes, so if you're watching and enjoying the stream, it's completely free. Please hit that like button. I've got some cheap lunches for you tomorrow, I believe, in the UK anyway. But it doesn't matter where you're on the world. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Trying to get to 100k subscribers by the end of September. Cola Pinto almost went off as well. Same place as Carlos Sainz, fully into the gravel. Oh my goodness, that was a sketchy moment and a half. Dragging a lot of gravel. Cola Pinto there, because he was ahead of the train, wasn't he? He would have dragged all that gravel and smoke ahead of everyone else. Bob, 120.9 was a cutoff. You are correct. I went for a 120.8, I believe. Or 7 or 8, but I think you were close. 32 degrees, but raining heavily in the Gulf. Anaf hoping for Hamilton P1. I'm pretty sure Logan Sargent's got P18 before. But yeah. So he says, poor Yuki. Are you in Yuki's? Surely you're not in Yuki's garage this week. Welcome, Jared. Visa RB upgrades were slower. Okay, so we're going to get going with Q2 now. And it's going to be the top 10 drivers getting through. The top 10 drivers coming through. But let's not forget about that slam dunk. What was going on at McLaren here? Goodness me. Unless there was a blind spot, which is the mechanic didn't see Verstappen just coming out and he just pulled Piastri out at the same time. But, I mean, surely that's a slam dunk there for Piastri. Surely, surely, surely. And then it was a bit comical what... it's a bit comical what Kevin Magnussen was up to. No, Perez... Well, we'll see if Perez is going to be out or not because we are in Q2 now. We're in Q2. Both Hasses through. Was it 5G chess from Magnussen? We know. This is the thing, right? And I think only people in this stream are going to get it. Do you remember in Saudi, I think it was Saudi, where Kevin Magnussen racked up like 25 minutes worth of penalties to protect Nico Hülkenberg? And he was being praised as like, oh, he's a team player, that's great. And I was saying, yeah, but where do you draw the line? Like, you know, can Kevin Magnussen just crash someone else out in defense of Nico Hülkenberg? Is that legitimate? And so now I don't really know. Maybe K-Max thought we're right on the cusp here. It's our best opportunity for points this season, good points. So I'm going to put it into the gravel on Q3. Yeah, they've just been sweeping off some gravel where Colapinto went off. What do we think there, chap? What do we think about that? Was that too much of a conspiracy theory? What was Tsunoda up to? I think he would have been frustrating. Yeah, mate, so it's just ridiculous. It's so difficult to drive, it's just ridiculous. I mean, Tsunoda had really bad luck in the race here last year where didn't his car go up in flames on the formation lap? Didn't even start the race. So he doesn't have the best of luck here, does little Yuki. Prozumi K-Mag is dangerous, plain and simple. What do we think? But chat, what do we think about that, honestly? You know, is it grey that it's like, oh, it's great, you can make double movement and you can block to hold up other drivers and protect the team out. That's great banter. That's okay, but I don't know. Mash paying so much money but such cheap and time wasting brums. Why are you having a go at the city of Birmingham there? Amy, I'll be delusional right now, but Sergio will win a race this year. Welcome Prof Trade and Paul Braceway as well. Honestly, I don't think Sergio... I mean, remember, Sergio won 2 races last year. And Monaco the year before. I was there for it. But I don't think he's going to win a race this year. Welcome, Katy Uji. Yeah, Yuki's got in trouble before about expletives and saying stuff that he perhaps doesn't know the meaning of. Q2 is going to start in 3 minutes. Q2 starting in 3 minutes. Come on, chat. We're on 150 likes. If everyone can hit the like button right now, 750 people watching, hit that like button as we wait 2 minutes for Q2. And we're trying to aim for, I think 400 likes was the target. But 2 minutes till Q2 now as they sweep the track. And I wonder if cars are sliding a bit more on the edge of Lesmo 2 and they're sort of sliding into the graphics. Tofik, what's going on? Why things aren't moving? We're in between Q1 and Q2. So qualifying in Formula 1 is made of 3 sections, Q1, Q2, Q3. We've just done Q1, we've knocked out the bottom slowest drivers. Now we're going into Q2 where we're going to find the top 10 drivers. There's a bit of madness in Alpine as they're swapping tyres and everything. It all looks a bit uncoordinated. Half of them on strike as well. Carl, high chance Lando wins this. Was there a penalty for McLaren? I haven't seen a penalty for McLaren. I don't know why it's so chaotic in the Alpine garage, but it is. It does not look like a calm, cool-headed environment that's going to be relatively mistake-free. So, Richard, am I late? It depends what late is relative to. Janae Muntz says, doesn't look like K-Mag was going anywhere near the driving line or going too fast. Do you think K-Mag did it on purpose? Do we think there's a conspiracy theory here? But yeah, no penalty for McLaren. 49er, I'm late, sorry, who's out so far? You can just see the bottom 5 there are the bottom 5 who are out. So, Tsunoda, Stroll, Colapinto, Bottas and Zhou Guanyu. Professor says, I think K-Mag had an issue. Oh, did I not paste this in? My bad. Sorry, I thought I'd pasted it in, but I didn't. There we go. It's a goal alert. I believe Renault engine suppliers are on strike to talk about, yeah, they want to go to Mercedes. So they've just decided to go on strike. Fair play. Fair play indeed. It's hammer time. I mean, this is what I find interesting here. I'm just as a supporter in the grandstand, it's hammer time. Are the Tifosi really going to take it to Lewis Hamilton? Let's see. Traditionally, here at this circuit, he hasn't always been the fan favourite, it's fair to say. Yeah, we said in... Oh, well, here we go. We're underway, by the way. We're underway now in Q2. We are underway in Q2. To think, I don't know anything about F1, but I'm a Max fan. Keeping situation in mind, can Max win a season? Well, he's leading at the moment. Your man is leading. But what I'd recommend you do is you just watch for the next 25 minutes or so, and you're going to see where Max Verstappen ends up in qualifying. Keith wants Sainz to win the race, a ticket to Ferrari. Well, this time I believe it is actually the Ferraris who are out first. Carlos Sainz, followed by Charles Leclerc. And after that, it looks like Pierre Gasly. I'm surprised both Alpines have sort of made it through, but fair play to them. Amy says some of the Ferrari fans have already taken him, but let's see. Will Norris get a penalty? I don't know, but I think it was Piastri. Piastri's a driver investigated for the unsafe release at the moment. So I would prefer, by the way, if they're going to give Piastri a penalty, they give it now. And then allow a driver to get through into the top 10 shootout. Otherwise, it's just sort of perverse. Professor, this season is probably going to be decided at the last race. Maybe that's a good video for me to do. Work out how we can end there. Roy Thompson's pretty happy with the Ferrari pace so far. Louis says it's a team fine. I'm not sure if that was a team fine. Theo Pourchaire's here with Sauber. No longer with is it McLaren and IndyCar. Right, so here we go then. Carlos Sainz, welcome Yolanda Vestig. Let us know what's the weather saying. Carlos Sainz goes over to start his lap, followed by Charles Leclerc, then Pierre Gasly, then Esteban Ocon, then it'll be Daniel Ricciardo, then Kevin Magnussen, Nico Hülkenberg, Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen, then Oscar Piastri, and presumably the last driver will be, yes it is, Lando Norris. So, will everyone get their laps complete without going off the circuit? We will see. Lewis says unsafe release is given to the team in quality, not the driver. Ah, okay, so maybe I stand corrected then, or I sit corrected. Morpheus, Piastri didn't unsafe release himself. F1's joke on this is McLaren's penalty. So we'll see what happens there then. We'll see what happens. By the way, I've got more backpacks to give away. I need to do a get another code from GT Mega, give more backpacks. Yolanda Vestig's already got one. But tomorrow, if you're in the UK, it's going to be all about the Italian food and drink. Food and drink. Okay, so Carlos Sainz then is going to set the first lap time in Q2. Here's Carlos Sainz. 1:20.3, so not in the 1 minute 19s. What about Charles Leclerc? Charles Leclerc sets a 1 minute 20.2. So, still 3/10 slower from what Lando Norris was able to achieve. Remember, the Lando Norris train really started this season, I would say, in Miami. No, even before Miami. In Imola, wasn't it? It's Imola where we started to see, hang on, the McLaren here is pretty decent. And now we think the McLaren is the fastest car. And he might just be able to prove it. In fact, he goes fast in Sector 1. He goes 3/10 quicker than the Ferraris in Sector 1. So Lando Norris really on the move. We're going to see 2 Red Bulls come through first. Any chance Lando Championship? It can happen. Here comes Sergio Perez. Oh, Imola was after Miami. Was it? Here comes Sergio Perez and 20.4. Not great. And Max Verstappen now. What's he going to be for Verstappen? Verstappen goes fast. He's in the 1 minute 19s. Faster than 1 minute 19.9. What about Oscar Piastri? Oscar Piastri goes faster. 19.8. And now all eyes on Lando Norris. Will Lando Norris beat both of them? I think he will because the first sector, but the second sector wasn't as good. Lando goes fastest, 19.7. So surely that's going to be our top 3, really. I know it's only Q2. Surely the McLaren is now faster than the Red Bull, especially at somewhere like at Monza. There we go. Norris, Piastri, Verstappen. Look how far down Sergio Perez is. So Piastri in P2. And that could become P1 on race day because we know that Lando Norris is not very good at race starts. Isabel Flug needs this for your mental health. Morpheus says it's Perez, not Perez. Okay. Lucy, Papaya Boys are on fire. Yeah, if you're a McLaren fan, looking pretty good here. It's going to be another win in Monza for McLaren. Alpines are nowhere. And, you know, it's only Q2. It's a little bit of a spa, I would say. But, you know, if you're Verstappen, are you thinking, where can I get 2/10 here? Where can I get 2/10 to put myself clear? And let's turn our gaze to the bottom half and look at the Mercedes, who haven't set a lap yet, who have just come out of... No, sorry, just doing their fastest laps now. 26.4... 6.3 for Russell is pretty good. It's faster than Charles Leclerc. So George Russell, and even faster for Hamilton. Hang on. Keep an eye on the Mercedes. Thank you, Octav, for the €2. Thanks for the streams. By the way, can we all give that a like and a heart, please? Get your claps out for Octav. Thank you so much. Completely free. Thank you so much. The €2 donation goes a long way on this channel. All goes back into the channel. Thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying it. But I just wanted to say that maybe Verstappen is going to end up behind both the McLarens and the Mercedes. Look at the claps coming in. That's how we do in this community. Thanks so much, Octav. George Russell is going to go over the line. What's it going to be for Russell? Let's see. George Russell, is it going to be a quick one? It's going to be right up there. It's a P4. 877. Just behind Max Verstappen. Will Lewis Hamilton go faster? I think he will. I think he will. Yeah, Hamilton provisionally fastest. Chat, do we have any Lewis Hamilton fans in the chat? Where did that come from? Hamilton 19.641. Oh my goodness. Hamilton 19.641. Have Ferrari pulled a blinder here? Are they going to be winning next year? Try saying Verstappen point understeering corner 6, 7, and 8. Chat, that's hammer time. Get your hammer time emojis out as well in the chat. Get in there, Lewis. Lewis, did Lewis Hamilton just absolutely cook there? Nana Bakuri is saying hammer time, baby. Chat, where are the Lewis Hamilton fans? 19.6. There's some very happy looking Mercedes fans in the grandstands there. Woo! Welcome, Craig S. Good to see you. Science cooking as well. Yeah, the hammers are out now. Lewis Hamilton has just shaken things all the way up. Putting the pressure on George Russell as well. He's battered George Russell in that one. Santa says Hamilton, baby. Mike Frost Albon P10 right now. He might get a shot. Yeah, I'm going to guess we're going to lose both Alpines and Ricciardo. So that means who's going to be the other two drivers to get knocked out? Will it be two Hasses? Will it be Alonso? Will it be Albon? Will they all jump over Sergio Perez? We will see. 6 minutes to go in Q2. Prozumi says, decent time for Hamilton. Ended it said, it's hamster time. Great American Buffalo's got the medic helmet out. And look, we got 96,200 subscribers as well. Ooh. So, the question I have is, can Lewis Hamilton repeat that? And if he can anyone in Q3 actually beat that? Fernando Vigna, who's a CEO of Ferraris here, he's just seen Lewis Hamilton just destroy his team, but he's going to own Lewis Hamilton next year. So, pros and cons. Vlaka says Lewis has his confidence through the roof for the last few races. Yeah, 3-4 races, he's been doing really well. He's sort of stretching his legs. There's definitely been periods recently where George Russell has done a lot better than Lewis Hamilton recently, but Hamilton and the car that he won't be driving next year has really turned it up. Noel Langer says, I don't think Ferrari is so far off. Right, here come Ferrari doing an interesting strat. They're going to do a lap here. Are they going to try and do a lap at the end as well? Prozumi says McLaren can match as Sebastian Hülkenberg and Max and top. Not sure they're going to be top. We'll see. There's Viper saying Perez and Max now ought to have Hamilton's ass was on fire, literally. Maybe they've literally lit a fire under him. Okay, here we go. Oh, actually, no, the Ferraris that came in there. Not sure what's going on. So we're waiting the final laps of Q2 and see how they're going to queue up here. Grengo Aviation PA, just like another Philippine fan in the house. This might be where McLaren overtakes Red Bull for the constructors. Fernando Alfonso is going to be out as well. Ed Johnson, can they beat the fastest Monza pole? I don't think so. I can't remember what it was, but... Craig, can Ricciardo get through? Thoughts? I don't think so. I don't think he will. So, Ocon and Gasly in the Alpines are going to be leading the train. Then Kevin Magnussen is going to set his lap time and then crash at Parabolica. He's got a winning strategy here. Theodorus van der Oosthuizen are looking for a new team. I don't like Hamilton. Theodorus, why do you not like Hamilton? I'm guessing you're a Ferrari fan at Tifosi. From South Africa. Why not like your fellow South African Rory Thompson? What's the situation? Let us know. Adrian Priosegui says Pinoy F1 enjoyer here. Mashabane, Hamilton going to show people that Charles is not a world championship driver. He's good, but not that good. We'll see. Paddy Galloway's got a few hammers. Right, okay, so the Alpines are going to start their lap here. And they will have enough, potentially, for another, or maybe a cooldown on another. Okay, so Ocon, Gasly getting the slip, and then Kevin Magnussen. Not sure what's going on there with the... Oh, no, sorry, they're doing another outlap then. And Kevin Magnussen's going for it. Bit confusing. It looks like the Alpines are doing another outlap. So they're going to get in everyone's way. I don't know, they could have just come out later. Maybe need to warm tyres up, maybe doing ERS harvesting, I don't know. But interesting strategy there from Alpine because Hülkenberg's on a lap, Magnussen's on a lap. Yeah, and it was interesting. They were kind of very slow on the straight and Magnussen needed to avoid them. Welcome Dennis Van Emmerich and Pramises Maindy. Ed Johnson from the Philippines. By the way, if you're watching and not subscribed, please subscribe for me. It's just me doing these streams. It's just literally me and you. So please, I really appreciate that subscribe. It's completely free as well. Just hit that button and the like button. So we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers in September. So here comes Kevin Magnussen then. And Nico Hülkenberg on a mad one. Hang on a second. Is Hülkenberg cooking? Carl's saying Hulk cooking. Hulk's purple. Chat. What's Nico Hülkenberg cooking here? He's gone faster than everyone in Sector 1. But he can't quite do it in Sector 2. Did Nico Hülkenberg just cut the first corner or something? What's the Hulk going to do here? Where's he going to go? Is he going to improve? Nico Hülkenberg current P9 stays P9. Really bad end of the lap there. Max Verstappen with a purple P2 there. Who else is finishing their lap? Daniel Ricciardo. We'll see if Ricciardo is going to improve. So it's going to be the next ones coming over are going to be Perez, Verstappen, and Ricciardo. What about Sergio Perez? Do you improve from a 20.4 Yes, to a 20.2, Jess. And what about Max Verstappen? Oh, Verstappen goes second with another 19.6. If Verstappen gets closer to Lewis Hamilton. And Daniel Ricciardo, will you improve? I don't think... Oh, you do actually. 1 minute... sorry, P11 for Daniel Ricciardo. 1 minute 20.4. So what's the cutoff going to be? Are you going to need to do a 1 minute 20.3 to get there into Q3? Who's on a fast lap now and who isn't? I think Max Verstappen's done. So Fernando Alonso's on a fast lap, both Alpine's on a fast lap, and Alex Albon on the fast lap as well. What about George Russell? George Russell is going to start a fast lap here, and same with Lewis Hamilton. Alex Albon is on a fast lap as well. Albon has been improving from his time. Can he get the 500s necessary to get ahead of Nico Hülkenberg? Is he going to get ahead of Nico Hülkenberg here? Let's see. Alex Albon currently P10. Alex Albon, yes, does get ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. It is a 1 minute 20.3, which could be the cutoff. Fernando Alonso is finishing a lap here as well. Fernando Alonso, that's your qualifying done because you are out. You're only P11th. What about Charles Leclerc? Charles Leclerc's going to be... Well, I don't know what you're doing because you're not finishing or ending a lap there. So a bit of a weird strategy. And the Alpines finish their laps and will not really be improving. No, they won't. Nico Hülkenberg is backed out as well. Kevin Magnussen's backed out. And there's no one else now on a hot lap. There we go. You did need to do... Hülkenberg is through. Hülkenberg is through by just 100th of a second from Alonso. So it was very close between Hülkenberg, Alonso and Ricciardo. But our top 10 for the top 10 shootout is going to be Lewis Hamilton provisionally fastest, then Verstappen, then Norris, Sainz, Piastri, Russell, Leclerc, Perez into Q3, Alex Albon and Nico Hülkenberg round us out. That's our top 10 for Q3. And it was close at the end, and we have seen the cutoff dropping down. And the question is... Can either Hamilton, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Russell, and maybe even Sainz and Leclerc go faster than 1 minute 19.64? Let's see. Matt McGuigan's in the house. Good to see you, Matt. Long time. 6-month badge. Loving it. Great race here, always at Monza. And we're about to see who's going to end up on pole position. Amy, at this point, K-Mag is either allergic to podiums and poles. Yes, anyone who called Albon to get through to Q3, you called it right, everyone. And Nico Hülkenberg through as well. So a couple of people cooking. Did the Ferraris drop off a little bit? Were they playing it cool instead? We'll find out very soon. Fernando Alonso couldn't quite get through. Yeah, Metamorph's right. Albon Q3. And here we go for the ticker tape. We've got the best mods here. Best mods in all of YouTube. It just makes it a really fun place to be. I just like being on these streams. Wherever I am in the world. Here we go. Oh, I need to do the goal alert. Alonso happy with P11. Oh, I think he'll be gutted not to get into Q3 there. Harry Boy, every point Schmamilton takes off Norris helps Verstappen. It's about lights being on the stream too. Yeah, we'll have to do some end of year awards and such like. In fact, tomorrow we're kicking off something with the liveries. Fred Bruno, any news on Fanatec? I had thought they'd release a statement yesterday because they nearly always do on Friday night. So I don't want it to be like publicly reported. But I publicly report it. But no, nothing came through last night. Julian Andre says, Lewis, go. Great. It says, time to call Janae and tell him we need more money. Kobayashi. Keith A says, if Verstappen can't win, I'm going to go for Sainz or Hamilton to win. Zoe says, sorry, and quite no worries, Zoe, we're always here. We know you're always there, so hope you're having a good time. Here is Janae. Great American Buffalo called Janae, and here's Janae in the chat. Janae Muntz, Great American Buffalo needs more money from you, I think. And that's what's going on. Is that the situation? Is that accurate reporting? Right, going to go into Q3 and see what happens. Pallavi Prasad says Hammy. But yeah, very, very, very cool to be doing this. And this is what I live for. Q3 here. Big pressure. big pressure. And you come in, you know what times have been done. I remember having this in when I was in Spain doing my racing and the qualifying, and well, I'm really going to push it this time. I'm going to risk it all. Craig, what's the news and thoughts on Ricciardo for next season? I don't know. Don't know yet. Grengo, solid Q2 lineup. Perez has been Perez. Jiong's out. I'm going to see if I can race in 23 in Monza while watching. That's the ultimate multitasking. Can you replicate qualifying? Right. We're going to be back very shortly for Ricciardo. Yeah, honestly, that was about all I had. So Ricciardo felt he'd given all he's got. Really big garages at Monza, by the way. Really big, deep garages. And very close there at the top. Basically, only 2 tenths between Hamilton and George Russell. That's top 6, and that's why I say that Charles Leclerc has sort of have the Ferraris dropped off. Isabel, rumour has it Lawson is replacing Perez and Daniel Ricciardo staying with VCARB. Maybe they should get another junior in. Yuli and Q3 going to go medium or soft. They're all going to go soft, mate. They're all going to go soft. Amy's saying Daniel doesn't have a seat, so I'm actually not sure what the position is there. Yeah, no one's gonna risk it on mediums here. It's not like back in the day. That's when you knew how much disparity there was back in the day, where you had teams who would just do big parts of qualifying on an actual slower tyre. No one can afford to do that now, and we've seen some very close margins. Qualifying will start at 52 local time. That's 2 minutes. 2 minutes till qualifying. 2 minutes till Q3. Yeah, Yuki's going to stay one way or another. It's just, is Yuki going to go to Aston Martin at some point? Yep, you can try and do that, Jiong. I give you my permission. Ed John Garcia, Kimi Anthony, Rookie of the Year. Yeah, what about Hadja? They could bring him in. Was it Tomatsu? Sahid Krishna, can Hamilton win next championship for Ferrari? Well, he's won races this year. Ferrari have won races this year, so absolutely. Hamilton could win his 8th World Championship next year. It could happen. Definitely could happen. Okay, it's going to be 12 minutes for Q3, and I reckon we're going to see most drivers do 2 runs. Sergio Perez has made it through. He's in uncharted waters here, unfamiliar territory. He looks a bit confused because normally he's doing his press interview at this time, having been knocked out. But now he's still in the car, and I think he's slightly, sort of suspicious of his surroundings. Chris Vales in the house. Welcome back, Chris Vales. Mark, do we think we're going to get a 118? I don't think we're going to get a 118. I don't think we're going to get 118. Keith Ricciardo to Audi. Interesting shout. I don't think so. Phantom Buster in the house. Aston Martin are not cooking today. Yeah. No cooking detected. George Rogers here as well. Good to have you back. Chris, I think we can bait 500 likes. Chris, you need to marshal the troops here. We've got 700 people watching because we're going to start qualifying Q3 in 1 minute. But we can do better on the like front and the subscribe front. If we want to get to 100,000 subscribers in September, we need to be trying to push it. Ed John saying 19.3. I mean, let's see. Is it going to go down to like a 19.2, 3, 4, 1? I don't know. David says, how long? Are we there yet? Slap that like button as well. Yes, there we go. Okay, we are probably literally, we'll look for the green. There we go, underway now. Q3 underway. Here we go. Q3 is underway. Welcome, David Panuzzi. Sounds like you were in Formula 1 at a time. In case there's Gmail. Suspicious. Red Bull is collecting drivers. What about Sebastian Vettel to Audi? Let's see. Okay, and you see a lot of cars coming out. Hopefully no more impeding. Luis Rodriguez says, let's Lewis Hamilton 44. Let's indeed. Phantom Buster, good job from Albon and Hulkenberg there. Yeah, Albon and the Hulk are through into Q3, and their reward is taking place in this session. Like and subscribe, future everyone's free. Let's do 1,000 people watching. Welcome, everyone. Good to have you on board here. Jacob Gerard says, I think this might be one of the most entertainings of the season about to happen. Well, Jacob, let's see how we feel in 11 minutes' time. Norris doing half laps. Theodorus van Oosthuizen. My birthday's first. Happy birthday in advance. Down in South Africa. Very lekker, I think is the terminology. Chris, smash like and subscribe button. Let's get going. Yes, indeed. Right, so everyone is, well, apart from the Mercedes, I believe, is out on circuit or heading out on circuit. It's going to be Alex Albon and Hülkenberg first, followed by Piastri. Followed by Perez, who surprisingly is not giving a slipstream to Max Verstappen. Ryan says, congrats on your first birthday. Chai says, lekker means tasty in Dutch. Verstappen saying we saw that one as well. I think Verstappen was cut up by a Ferrari. So Verstappen struggling to get out of the traffic jam in the pits here. Yeah, Professor Logic was on another unsafe release. Feel free to describe it in the chat. As we see Alex Albon start his first timed run of the final qualifying session in the Monza 2024 Grand Prix weekend. And there come the Mercedes out of the pits as well. Matt McGuigan has been watching and listening, and it's all coming to a head right now. Let's see. Sergio Perez starting his lap. So we've got Alex Albon, Nico Hülkenberg, Perez, Piastri. Piastri probably too far ahead to be giving a slipstream. A surprise. Oh, unsafe release for Sainz has been noted. Might be more money in the pockets of the FIA to repair their Aston Martin. What's my predictions for pole? Well, I kind of want to say Hamilton now. Yeah, hopefully no red flags tomorrow. Ian Perez, whose birthday yesterday, Perez. Why didn't you say in the chat? Can we get some more birthday cakes out for Ian Perez as well? With 1,000 people watching, there's what? What's the percentage chance that someone has a birthday today? There's that weird stat though, like having the same birthday as someone else, like it's a really high percentage. Pole position, Hamilton. We'll see. That's what I'm saying. Alex Albon goes around first. Is 120.8 for Albon. Let's see what happens with Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg 120.4. Decent lap from Hülkenberg. Kind of similar to where he was in Q2. And what about Sergio Perez now? Perez 20 dead. So Perez can't get in the 1 minute 19s. Look at the birthday cakes. Phantom also pretty impressed by Cola Pinto. Should be 3 people in here. Is that how it works? Piastri 19.4. Hang on a second. 19.4 for Norris and Piastri. So we've obliterated the Hamilton time, haven't we? 19.4 now. Who called that in the chat? 19.4. Lando Norris has the upper hand. Carlos Sainz can't get there. Verstappen's got a big issue. Verstappen's only gone P5. Verstappen's 6/10 off. Verstappen with a big issue. Let's keep an eye on the Mercedes now. So here comes George Russell, 26.3. Oh, it's faster than Norris in Sector 1. But slower in Sector 2. Lewis Hamilton is also going to be up there. George Russell goes. Where do you go? P3 for Russell. And what about Hamilton getting slip? Hamilton goes P4. It's slow for Hamilton. Goodness me. It's really up and down here. And remember, Hamilton had the slip as well. So presumably next time around, for the last runs, Hamilton's going to be giving George Russell the slip. So there we go. It's not about Red Bull here. It's really not about Red Bull. Max Verstappen is P8 after the first run in Q3. When's the last time we saw that before? When's the last time? There's a queue, Max Verstappen. If you want to win this race, you've got to beat your teammate, you've got to beat Ferrari, you've got to beat Mercedes, and you've got to beat McLaren. Hamilton had the toe, my friend, G. Powderer. I think you have to give it to Russell next time around. The cars are going to come in here. I'd be surprised if any cars stay out, although Ferrari did some weird stuff. Ed John saying Horney needs to go. Do we think it's going to be a front row lockout for McLaren, chat? Are we thinking front row lockout? But at the moment, it's pretty much ordered by car. Let's see. And also, look how close it is. I've never seen this ever before. Look how close it is between the drivers in each team. The McLarens, same car. The difference in the driver, 300ths of a second. Mercedes, same car. Difference in the driver, 400ths of a second. Ferrari, same car. Difference between the drivers, 3,000ths of a second. Red Bull, same car. Difference in the drivers, 100th of a second. You could add all those differences up and you wouldn't be able to perceive it. Welcome back, Jimmy the Wednesday guy. So he says, what's going on? Chai is here for quali race like this. Yeah, and it's all going to come to a head right now. It's all going to come to a head right now. Craig S going to be a granddad for the first time or third time? First time on the third, rather than the third time on the first. Congratulations, Craig. Are they going to be an F1 fan? I think Verstappen might have had an issue at Parabolica. Grengo, this Q3 leaderboard is curing my OCD. Chat, just take a... Can you actually just... Someone screenshot that. Someone snip that. Post it in the Discord. It's very satisfying. That top 8. Eula says, come on, Saint. Okay, here we go, everyone. The timer's still ticking. If you're wondering why there's no one on track, it's because they kind of want to finish their laps as late as possible. Amy's manifesting a McLaren front row lockout. So we'll see who's going to come out first here. Professor saying Verstappen will have a time in. Chat, does anyone in chat think Verstappen's going to get pole position here? Let us know in chat if you think Verstappen's going to get pole. Craig, I will ensure they follow F1. When they're old enough, they can also join the streams. Meta says nope. Yolanga Vestige says nope. Octav says no way. Verstappen pole. Imagine if Verstappen gets pole here, though. So I feel like something exciting could happen here. I don't think the order's going to stay the way it is, but I might be wrong. Fan says, is Verstappen washed? Lacquer not today. Amy still manifesting. Jacob Gerard Norris first, muscle second. He's been rustled up there. Prozumi not feeling it. Lewis no chance. Triadistic Verstappen 5th. Isabel would be lucky if he gets 5th. Very good point. Is Sergio Perez going to out-qualify Max Verstappen? I'd imagine the cars are leaving the pits right now, everyone. I'd imagine the cars are leaving the pits right now. Psycho Verstappen. Perez is sponsored by Kit Kat. Take a break. Yolanga Norris will get pole. Sorry. If these times were any closer between teammates, they'd be conjoined twins. Yeah. You could have identical twins go out and be less close than that. Welcome, you Faki. Octave, if Sergio out-qualifies Max, they might switch cars tomorrow. Let's see what's going to happen. Lewis, yeah, Verstappen's normally on iRacing racing me. But here we go, everyone. We're about to have the final lap times coming in. Do we think the pole position time is going to be faster than the 1 minute 19.4? That's a big question. Is anyone going to improve that? Yeah, we don't think Piastri is going to get a grid drop because it was qualifying. Charles says Albon or Holcomb pole, don't think so. Ended Ferrari slow on Saturday, fast on Sunday? Maybe. Andre Saint Malou is in the garage. I know who they are. Didn't see the caption. Maybe the director of a big sponsor or something. Yolanda would look nice on the start grid if the order stays as it is now. Right, here comes Sergio Perez and starting his lap. He's giving the slip to Verstappen. Carl says, this is it, guys. Yes, indeed. Don't go anywhere. In 2 minutes, pretty much, we're going to find out how the grid is going to be tomorrow. Key says Leclerc's girlfriend. What do you mean? Well, Perez has really not set that alight there at all, has he? 26.5 is very slow. And Verstappen with the 26.3, I also don't think is particularly quick. Oh, that's who she was. I thought that she was a director of like Richard Mille or something. Been some bad track evolution here, chat. So Hulkenberg and Albon improve in Sector 1, but the Red Bulls don't. And I wonder what's going on. Are the Red Bulls just not cooking? The Red Bulls going to go again. The Red Bulls might be cruising again. They might have aborted and going again here. So Hulkenberg, yes, there's going to be another queue at the back. So actually the snake starts at Hulkenberg. And Norris has not improved in Sector 1. And Piastri's not improved in Sector 1 as well. Has Carlos Sainz improved? He might have done. Carlos Sainz has improved. And Charles Leclerc, have you improved as well? Yes, so both Ferraris improve. The Red Bulls are going to go around now, although Verstappen's been overtaking. What's going on with Red Bull here? I don't know what's going on with Red Bull, but I think they've absolutely balls this one up. Hulkenberg goes over, goes P9. Alex Albon, where are you going to be? Let's see, Alex Albon goes P9 now, overtakes Nico Hulkenberg. Lando Norris goes fast in Sector 2, but it's a slow Sector 1. I think the Mercedes might be in pole position here. Hamilton slow Sector 1 though. George Russell, it might be George Russell's for the taking. Here comes Lando Norris. Lando Norris goes at 119.3 even with a slow Sector 1. What about Oscar Piastri? It's Lando's to lose now. Oscar Piastri, can you beat him? No, you can't. Slow from Piastri. What about Carlos Sainz? Carlos Sainz goes around. Is it quick? It's a P3 from Carlos Sainz provisionally. What about Charles Leclerc? Charles Leclerc goes P3, beats Carlos Sainz. So at the moment, it's a McLaren front row lockout. The Red Bulls are nowhere. They've messed it up. What about the Mercedes? It doesn't look like a good second sector for George Russell at all. I don't think the Mercedes are going to do this. I think we pretty much might have our order here unless the Mercedes can leapfrog the Ferraris. George Russell goes over and does go third. So it was close in the end, and Lewis Hamilton goes 6th. Wow, really topsy-turvy. So therefore, Lando Norris, it was a really weird last lap. A lot of drivers having bad sectors. Lando Norris, that's qualifying done, by the way. Lando Norris is on pole position again for the second time in a row, doubling up with what he did in Zandvoort. Oscar Piastri second as a front row lockout. George Russell's going to be the driver in third place. Then Charles Leclerc in 4th. Carlos Sainz in 5th. Hamilton goes a little bit hero to 0. And he's in P6 now. And then what happened at Red Bull? Red Bull P7 and P8. This could get ugly for Red Bull. This could get ugly. Verstappen's only a few positions from being out of the points. So hang on, are we going to look at this season Lando Norris actually going for the Drivers' Championship here sooner than we thought? That was very unusual at the end, very unusual. It wasn't a case of everyone improved, it was a case of only a few drivers really materially improved. Could Red Bull have had their best years potentially? Amy says McLaren front row lockout babes. That's how they're commonly referred to. Harry Boy Russell beats Hamilton again. Chris Vale smash that light. Yes, indeed. We're going to be here for the race tomorrow. Why is Piastri Sainz worse than third? I think he did his fastest time in his first go around. I think that's what happened there. He did not improve. Great American Buffalo part of me wants to go to Monza and try and make himself a Dutchie's boy toy. Don't know what that means. Phantom Red Bull fighting for points. Yeah. Red Bull fighting to survive. Oh my goodness. Chat, what do we think Verstappen's best result can be tomorrow? Amy, I meant to say baby, not babes. Look at those margins. Look at those margins. Oh my goodness me. Look at the margin difference between Piastri and Sainz. It's very, very, very close. And you'd imagine a little bit of slipstream could get that over the line. Aren says P3, Kabiva Video says 3, Octav, just a smiley face, Mighty Christopher says first. Yeah, wow, wow, wow. Okay, what an interesting qualifying that's been at Monza. It is Lando Norris. Let me just let you know where he's playing it cool again. It looks like he's trying to play it cool, as is his right. George Russell's P3, but Hamilton's going to have a lot to do. Cast out Verstappen P5 tomorrow maybe. Metamorph says 5. Well, if you extrapolate that lack of qualifying pace, over the race, it could get pretty ugly for Red Bull. Could get pretty ugly. I mean, Verstappen's time is much closer to the likes of Alex Albon and Hulkenberg than it is to Lando Norris and Piastri. So, Verstappen not on podium. Lewis Iver says 5th of Max, the hunt is real. Those doubting WT are in for a treat. And there we go. Isabel Flug's got the starting order for tomorrow. We'll put that in because that will be there for the race tomorrow. Where we're going to have, if you're watching in the UK, there's going to be an opportunity for Italian food and drink. So Italian food and drink, and I'm going to be giving away, I believe. In fact, I'm not even giving them away. It's like there's not a limited amount. Like there's going to be you can get food and drink, I think, for £10. But it's all going to be clear as day tomorrow. Basically, if that sounds kind of interesting, honestly, don't make lunch tomorrow. Don't order lunch. If you want to have a little bit of a treat, £10, £15, then keep an eye what's going to be announced tomorrow at 1 p.m. We're going to go live. And I'm going to order at the same time. There's a big... It's a good deal, basically, I think. Oh, Perez ran wide. Was a bit of blocking as well. Yeah, Perez had a huge moment. Blacker, sorry, I'm not too worried for Max tomorrow. Ragavir, that's in the house. Good to see you back, Ragavir. Ferrari will smash tomorrow's race. Lucy's very happy. What a great day to be a Papaya fan. That's Kireth and mods. Thank you so much for being a part of it, Lucy, and the mods as well. I do hope he eats all the race. I don't know if that's me I'm going to eat, but I'm on my low-calorie diet. I've lost 6 kg in the last month, but the last few days have been difficult, so I need to keep pushing. I want to... It's going to be difficult for me to defend the championship because the first round is actually tomorrow. I'm not sure whether I'm going to go tomorrow because, yeah. No worries, Chaya. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, Beef and Barley. Phantom as well. We'll be in touch. We're going to cook something. I'm going to cook something now with Phantom. That's going to go on the Motorsport channel, so it should be exciting. Thanks to Fanny Castelletto. Thanks to everyone who's joined us today. Thanks for good jams. All of the mods, everyone in the chat, everyone watching. We're going to be back same place, pretty much same time tomorrow. Please, please, please do for me hit that like button. 249 likes, but we had like over 1,000 people watching. So let's really try and smash that like button if we can. I know it's a bit of a pain, but it really helps me out, and it helps out the stream as well. It kind of gets shared a little bit more, so it's really helpful. So we'll try and set a target tomorrow and go for it. But I appreciate everyone coming along. It's been a great, relaxing stream and seeing the McLarens on top again. Right, I'm going to end the stream there. I'm going to play us out a little bit. It's Oscar Piastri's in P2, George Russell in P3, and it is Lando Norris, potential future World Drivers' champion, and is that going to be the case this year in 2024? We will see. Thanks so much.